You know, the future has to be self-drive e-bikes, right? In today's show, we're looking at the weird and the wonderful odds and ends of Eurobike 2021.
Now, a lot of people talk about the price of e-mountain bikes. Now, this is the Como. Yeah, you've guessed it, it's from Korea. $1,200. Now, this actually is a pedal assist bike. The cranks might be a little short, granted, but it's a mix of steel, alloy and plastic. It's fully collapsible. It is, as I mentioned, a pedal assist bike. Weighs in at 28 kilos. Definitely the kind of thing that you'll see on the streets of Gwangju when it's launched next spring. Now, it wouldn't be the tech show, would it, without some crank talking about cranks. Here we are at the Miranda stand, a range of cranks here from 150mm up to 175 in alloy, different colours, and for different motor manufacturers, from Bosch to Bros, Shimano and a few others. Let me just... Also chain rings. We've got chain rings in alloy, chain rings in steel and also in a mix. And yeah, a big... component part of e-bikes and something you can certainly mix and match.
BESV from Taiwan, beautiful, eco-friendly, smart vision. Now, this is a reasonable, affordable 160 bike. Comes in at 4,900 euros. Got really good component spec on there. Shimano EP8 motor, 630 watt-hour battery, 29-inch wheels. Cool. We are at the award winners of Eurobike. We've got a couple of belt drives, we've got a couple of chain drives. Ivari or Bear Rise took an award, but there's actually no sign of what award it won, but well done, Orbea. And we've got Clean. Clean wins a prize. What for? I've got no idea. But again, belt drive, hub motor, pinion gearbox, very cool displays, weird pedals for sure, rear lights. Well done, Clean. Keep it up.
Heard many mountain bike journalists talk about having long wheelbases for stability on their e-mountain bikes. Well, I don't think wheelbases get any longer than this one. It's from a company called Anywhere.Berlin. And also, look at the steering lock. I mean, that is insane. Look at that. Get around any corner on this, regardless of the wheelbase. Interesting, they've also gone for some proper brakes on here. I think I'd like to see more brakes like that on e-mountain bikes. Anywhere.Berlin. Well, it's not just mountain bikes we see here at Eurobike Festival. It's things such as this. Scooters, you might have seen them zoom in around the streets of Bristol in the UK. Range 30 kilometres, power 350 watts, weight 12.5 kilos. We've got an electromagnetic front brake there. Not my cup of tea, folks, but for you kids who live in the cities, I'm sure it's a hot thing.
Now, there are a ton of cargo bikes, road bikes, commuter bikes, gravel bikes here at the Eurobike show. And I think my favourite is this bird from Santa Monica in California. It's got a Bafang hub drive on it. I mean, very, very clean looking bike. Certainly something I wouldn't be shy of using if I lived in a city, but I don't.
Well, guys, it's not just about bikes and wheels and motors and batteries. It's also about how they're put together. We've now got a Mach 1 Machinery AFT4 4-wrench truing robot. And we've got a hub drive motor in there. Looks super tech to me, probably too tech. Biggest shock of the show so far, got to be the Nap bike from Holland. I mean, look at the size of that. Wouldn't be out of place on a KTM 490. Or was that 425? Or was it 400? Anyhow, maximum range of this bike with this Bafang rear hub drive is about 120k in the lower modes. 620 watt-hour battery. Yeah, it's a city bike, but you know what? Good to see something a bit different.
Possible new range of EMBN tops, folks. Let us know your thoughts. Yeah. Wow, this is going to be a first. An amphibious lawnmower.
Now, you might have seen me holding a stick in the woods with e-bikes a lot of the time, and that's because I need a stick to prop the bike up. But Fritz Bikes from Germany, steel e-bike specific stands, 16 euros. You also got a standard gravel stand and a mountain bike stand. I think this is fantastic. I've never seen it before. It is so simple. great stuff. You might have heard me rattling on in the past about how certain carbon frames feel a bit wooden. Well, today we're with the Austrian brand MySL, and we actually have wooden bikes. This is a nut composite, or should I say laminate, not composite. We've got a birch bike here, and my favourite is this ash laminate bike here. Do you know what I really like about this bike is the fact that you've got the battery in the down tube here. So as much as a lot of e-bike brands agonise over about the shape of their bikes, you've got a bike here which is made out of wood, and it actually looks pretty cool. So there you go, guys. A nutty, ashy, birchy wood brand from Austria.
Ha! It's my bike. It's your bike. Sorry.
We all want less wear and tear on our e-mountain bikes, and we rattle on about chains and cassettes all the time on the channel. And we've also discussed Shimano Link Glide, which is actually 3 times more durable than Hyperglide. And what it basically means is less wear and tear of your drivetrain, less chains, less gear skipping, and basically less money being spent on parts on your e-mountain bike. Link Glide, like I said, comes in 10 and 11 speed. You've got the cassette, you've got the derailleur and the shifter, and of course the chain.
So something we've been consistently seeing here at Eurobike 2021 is different formats of using gearboxes and geared hubs. Now, it's well documented, there's a pinion system, there's an F gear system, and of course Roll-Off had their 14-speed hub way back. But a while back on EMBN Tech, I was referring to the Kindernay hub. Now, this is a seriously cool system, available in 7-speed and in 14-speed. And as you can see on the bike, it's surprisingly clean and surprisingly light as well for this sort of system. So the roll-off system is actually fairly heavy, but it does work very well, whereas this, so the 7-speed, you're talking 1.2 kilos, and for the 14-speed, it's about 1.4 kilos. Now, there's just so many cool things about this system that you need to know about. So one of the first things is this hydraulic shifter system. So this is not indexed. The indexing actually happens at the rear hub itself. And this is almost a work of art. So the original system had 2 separate levers, but they've combined them. And even the machining gives traction on the actual paddles or touch points, whatever you want to call them there. And you can see the bleed port there. And the action of this just feels brilliant. Really cool system there. Now the hub itself is something quite special. So you think if you're having to service any item on your bike conventionally, a derailleur, whatever it is, it's there. Whereas actually getting access to the inside of a hub can be quite tricky when the wheel is built up. So they have this very cool system, if you just give me a second. Your hub will be laced up, basically the wheel will be laced up using this, and the actual hub can slide out of that carrier system for maintenance. It's just a genius system. Now the earlier systems had a very unique 7-bolt system for disc rotors. The latest ones now have a 6-bolt, so you can use a conventional system on here, and it'll fit across 135, 142, and of course boost 148 spacing. Honestly, it's just a bonkers piece of kit, and really for the weight deficit, I could see this being really, really popular across e-bikes and regular powered bikes. Fully certified for use in high torque applications, and well, just look at it, look at the details, and if I could show you how it felt, I would, but it's hard to sort of show that sort of thing. Trust me, it feels great.
Magura have always been innovative when it comes to stopping, from the Gustav brakes of the 1990s to this. Now, this is possibly the cleanest bar setup I've actually ever seen. This is the MCI 5, and I certainly hope that this is where we are heading with the cockpit of bicycles. Let's know your thoughts, guys. Having said that, as much as looks are super important, there are the practicalities of stopping your e-mountain bike. And if you were to ask me what one of my favourite brakes is, I would say that this one, the MT5, is definitely on my list. And look at the price, 114 euros for a very, very good brake. Always on the lookout for a good bit of rubber, and this Mitas Monarch from the Czech Republic has caught my eye. Comes in 29, 27.5, 2.45 and 2.6, dual compound. They weigh from 1.30 kilos to 1,390 kilos. But I'm looking at the tread pattern. I really think that could make for a really good e-bike tyre.
Now that's pretty random. A pallet full of beer, but not just any beer, all fully unopened beer. Guys, what are you playing at? in many ways, it's a competition to see who can produce the biggest cargo e-bike. This is VAUAG from Germany, and get this, this has got a range of up to 200 kilometers. Monster. Well, how about this? The world's lightest electric bike. This is a brand called Chedek from Korea. 11.4 kilos. Now this bike's going to be available maybe in the next 6 months. So if you're looking for something to put in the back of the car when you're commuting to town, then I'm sure this is got to be the go-to bike. I mean, there's a very cool display on there. Really nice paintwork on there. Great, love it. Now, very soon I'm going to be getting in touch with my old mate Ben from Shimano, who's chatting behind me, and the reason for that is not just the Link Glide cassette and derailleur, but these shorts. Now these are very cool, made from recycled airbags. Wow, fantastic for, well, fantastic for any weather really, but nice design, nice shape, cool. And wrapping things up, folks, is this very, very cool world's first electric snow bike. We've got the controls on the bar, we've got a brake on the left hand side, Sachs motor, 110 newton meters, 946 watt hour battery. I mean, not a big fan of snow, but this is very, very cool.